Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Unashamed Living podcast. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Today's been very eventful, honestly, on our end.
Mondays.
It's definitely been one of those Mondays. Like the Monday is actually mundane. Yeah. Our verse of the day comes from John 1:29. The next day, John saw Jesus coming toward him and said, "Look, the Lamb of God who takes away the sin of the world."
Wow, that's heavy.
Beautiful.
I love the verse of the day.
My favorite part of the Mondays. It's the verse of the day.
Is it really?
Yeah. You know, I have it on my phone on my my lock screen right here. And then I have it on my home screen right here.
One, I do love that we do that. Two, why did we switch? Why did we do this? This is throwing me off, man. I have to keep doing this.
Yeah.
How do you think Pierce felt?
I feel good like this. I can see everybody all in one
it's great. I can just sit here.
I got my socks on.
Ew.
Snyder took his shoes off, and I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest.
It was hot in there.
It is hot in here.
You had some cool things you wanted to do with the verse of the day, did you not?
I wanted to talk about it.
Okay, that's what I
Did you want to pray first?
Yeah,
Or,
I did. Is that fine? Can I
Yeah.
pray? Are you cool with that?
Are
Oh,
you ready to pray, Pierce?
Let me readjust
I'm
that
ready.
back over here. Can I get a thumbs up from you?
You got a thumbs up from me.
All right, now let me come all the way over here.
You get a dad thumbs up from me.
Yes.
Not the dad.
We're talking after this.
Not the dad.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you so much for Hazel and Pierce and the friendship and the bond that I have with them. I'm so grateful to have two people that can hold me accountable and spur me closer to you, Lord, and just getting together on Mondays and Wednesdays and just multiple times throughout the week just to talk about you and uplift you, and just getting to learn from these guys is so amazing. We just pray for tonight. Please speak through us, and we love you so much. Just amen.
Amen. Yeah.
Is it too close to me? Right? I mean, am I yelling?
No.
Am I yelling?
No, you are.
Now you are.
Okay.
Now, like when you if I sit back, like I can do a Snyder now. Like I can just sit back.
Yeah, just make sure you take the mic with you.
Oh, this is gonna hurt my neck. I'm gonna have to go to the chiropractor.
Why did we put the old guy in the middle?
That was a good question. You know, he wanted to switch.
We did.
This was his idea.
I wanted to switch to that chair.
I did sit in that chair and I didn't like it. The thing fell over and I missed my mic. So Pierce switched with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the verse of the day. So this is going to come out not next week, but the week after Easter. 2 weeks. Yeah. And honestly, this verse, though it doesn't necessarily, I read this verse for today and it reminded me a lot of Easter because of what Christ eventually does for us. But what I find really, really cool is the way that the Bible foretells and foreshadows what Christ is going to go through all throughout the Old Testament, all throughout the prophets. It just really goes to show the amount of care and detail that God put into not only our salvation, but for his son. Because he greatly cared for Jesus. He really, really did.
Yeah, the amount we talked about it. Is it the Sunday or the Sunday before? I actually think it was the Sunday before when Jesse preached. The prophecies, the amount of prophecies fulfilled by the cross that were, or Jesus just being born all the way to the cross that were fulfilled hundreds, thousands of years before in the Old Testament. That was really, really cool to see.
But I wanted to, so in that verse is the Lamb of God, and it reminded me of, so when, after Jesus dies, he's crucified and he dies, he's laid to rest in a tomb for 3 days. He's assumed dead, like called dead for 3 days, and then he miraculously comes back, as we know. But the detail of 3 days, the 3 days of being in the tomb, which is sealed by a giant stone, so being in darkness for 3 days, honestly is kind of foreshadowed in a way in Exodus 10, verses 21 and 22. This is, for context, this is the plague of darkness. I think it's the 9th plague out of all 10. And to read it real quickly, then the Lord said to Moses, stretch out your hand towards the sky so that darkness spreads over Egypt, darkness that can be felt. So Moses stretched out his hand towards the sky, and total darkness covered all of Egypt for 3 days. So for 3 days, all of Egypt was in complete darkness. Obviously, that it could be felt. Have you ever stood in complete darkness that it's just so thick?
Mm-hmm.
That must have been terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And just to think that like hundreds of years before Christ died, this is a small little bit of information that is eventually going to be kind of replicated, because Jesus, being the only Son of God, was and is God's firstborn in a way.
Yeah.
The complete darkness thing is, we went to Linville Caverns a couple of years ago. Linville Caverns is a cave in North Carolina, and this is the only time I've ever experienced complete. You know, you go outside, it's dark at night, right?
Yeah.
But it's not complete and total darkness. We went so far back in these caves, and they cut the flashlights off, and we experienced complete total darkness. And the guy that was there with us, he's like, wave your hand in front of your face. And you couldn't see anything. And at that moment, I just started thinking, I was like, please don't drop that flashlight right now. Because I was so scared. So I could not imagine being in complete darkness like that for he died but was resurrected out of the darkness. But could you, I mean, the like what we're going to be talking about today with the ninth plague, complete and total darkness. Could you just imagine not being able to, like, your hand this close to your face and you can't see?
That's kind of scary. I don't like the dark.
I'm not a big dark guy myself either. When it comes, like, at nighttime, I gotta put a nightlight on.
Really?
To get started. Don't look at
shame
me.
Is it
the
Like,
because you're
nightlight?
old? You got to get up in the middle of the night.
There's been a lot of attitude today, to be honest.
There has.
Between all three of us.
We've had some pretty wild Mondays today, I feel like.
Yeah.
Between my customer deciding to show up 45 minutes after.
Y'all fought a goose.
Yeah, we did. We
almost did.
I don't know why y'all
you
did
were
that.
going to push the goose to me.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
He was walking towards you already.
Why did y'all decide to do that? I'm curious.
Sometimes man has
Because
to...
Mondays.
No, let him finish.
Sometimes man has to re-demonstrate domination over nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that goose is taking total control of that sidewalk and has scared countless children from walking on that sidewalk. And frankly, I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to let a goose tell me what to do.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my walking path because of a goose. Fist of fury.
Sounds like y'all have some authority issues.
Maybe.
I'm not taking orders from a goose. Like,
Goose is just living. He's protecting his wife.
Well,
he knows I'm not going to do it. I'm just trying to walk by, and he just
He
starts.
doesn't know that.
Yeah,
he's protecting.
I told
his
him
wife.
that.
He doesn't understand you.
Well, he better start understanding, or he gonna get checked real quick.
He's one of the birds I saw today.
And on that note, Hazel brought up something really cool that we're doing today. We are talking about one of my favorite passages in the Bible. They're all my favorite. This is one of my favorites. You know, it's the 10 plagues with a little bit of Moses, and we're gonna give a brief description and application, and we're gonna apply this to ourselves. So I'm gonna give a brief description. Is that cool with you? Can I give a brief?
Absolutely, yeah.
Can I get a thumbs up? And let me turn all the way over here. Can I get a thumbs up? Yeah. Okay. All right. We are so not doing this next week.
You don't like.
We're all
going
going to swap again next week.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle that.
I'm right there. Yep.
Ooh,
Change is good, Hazel. Change is good.
Not in my experience.
Hazel has moved 47 times. I think it's 47. You're up to
Give
47?
me some credit. 48. I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So the first plague was blood. The Nile River turned into blood, killing fish and ruining the water supply.
Mm-hmm.
The second plague, this one, I feel like I would like this one. I say that to an extent. I like frog legs. I'll put that out there. The second one is frogs, an immense infestation of frogs covered the land and entire homes.
Can we talk about one plague at a time real quick and just
Yeah.
everybody give a deep dive
Yeah,
into
you wanna do that?
what they have about their plague?
You want to deep dive the blood one real quick?
Sure, yeah. So I have just a fun fact real quick. These Israelites were enslaved in Egypt for about 400 years at this point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is just God displaying his power over the Egyptians. So, like he said, the plague one, turning the Nile into blood, was a judgment against their Egyptian god Apis. It was the god of the Nile, and Isis, god of the Nile, goddess of the Nile, and Khnum, guardian of the Nile. And what you'll notice is throughout all these plagues, God is strategically attacking every single one of these Egyptian gods.
Yeah. Proving that there is only one God.
Mhm.
And he does it in a very, very powerful way, for sure.
And I believe like through a couple of these, Pharaoh had a couple magicians that were able to replicate a couple of the plagues. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was able to replicate the blood, which is honestly really interesting because it does go to show that when God later instates the 10 Commandments with Moses and he says, "You shall have no other gods before me," he isn't disproving that there aren't other powers. He isn't disproving that there aren't other like smaller authorities or other gods. You could make the argument that, well, some might just be demons, and I think there is room for that argument. There honestly might be other gods, but his point is like God is above all of them.
Yeah, he science does a couple of these. I was reading an article too that a lot of people say when the Nile turned to blood, that they said it's a certain type of red algae that is very rare, and it's not typically a lot. Like you can only find it in certain areas. But this would have been, for those that don't know, I believe the Nile. I'm gonna do some research on this after I get done. The Nile, it's either I think it's the second largest outside of the Amazon, second largest river, and it flows a different way, I'm pretty sure. But it's this massive river.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's saying that it covered in blood, it was every square inch of it was covered. It was flowing blood red. So I mean, it people can say algae this or whatever. I don't know what it was. I know God, he turned the Nile to blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he killed the fish.
The way that the Egyptians used the Nile back then, like it was, they had flood seasons, so they would praise the Isis, goddess of the Nile, for blessing them with rain to make their land prosper for the Nile. So the Nile was kind of their
Lifeline.
it was their lifeline, their bread and butter. That everything fled from the came from the Nile, and then to watch it all turn to blood and first thing is kind of wild in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, so moving to the second one, we had the frogs. You want to deep dive the frogs?
I just have frogs, which was judgment against Hecate, the frog-headed goddess of birth. At this time, frogs were thought to be sacred. God made frogs invade every part of the homes of the Egyptians.
Ew, gross.
So are you sure you want frogs in your home?
No. I just want a couple for like frog legs.
Well, there was more than a couple.
I don't know about.
I just wanted two.
I don't know about all that.
You never have frog legs?
I've never had frog legs.
Me
I'm bringing
neither.
them. I'm bringing them.
I heard frogs like chicken. Does it taste like chicken? Is that true?
It's the same consistency. I
don't
won't
know.
say it
I
tastes the
don't-
same, but it's the same consistency. I love it. I love it. So good. All right. So moving to the third one. The third one was gnats, or some people said lice, which was dust turned into gnats or lice that attacked people and animals.
It would make sense for it to be more of lice
Yeah.
than gnats because gnats are annoying. I mean, maybe in large quantities they're more. Yeah, maybe in larger quantities they're more
pretty good.
of like an
That'd be
actual
annoying.
physical irritation. But if we're going along of like frogs are physical irritations, the Nile turned to blood is a physical
So-
discomfort, inconvenience, and irritation. So for
lice
them
would
to be lice,
a little bit
yeah,
harder to get rid of as well.
yeah, it would make
either.
sense that it'd be lice, not gnats.
Yeah, there was a lice infestation when I was in elementary school, and I remember coming home. I was like, "Mom, there's little buggies in my hair." There wasn't, but I was like, "Mom."
This summer camp I used to go to all the time in Virginia, every year it felt like they were having a lice outbreak. And so like they would happen like at the beginning of the summer, and they were doing camps like every week. So
How does that even happen? I don't think I've ever
somebody
had
brings it
lice.
from outside
Oh.
and they bring it into the camp, and then it gets all in the.
How does someone get lice?
And then they get you.
They get it from somebody else. I don't. I don't know.
But who starts the lice?
You want
God.
to find out who patient 0 is?
Yeah, like who gets it initially and then spreads it to someone else?
It's like the cold.
Patient 0. Let's see.
But like, how do you get to the point where you have lice? I've never had lice before. I'm so curious.
I am under the impression that lice is ever present, and
I don't agree. The person that started lice was probably the same person that invented calculus. That would be my guess.
I'm looking it up. Hold on.
I'm saying like someone always has lice. Not saying the same person does, but someone does, and it's just getting transported everywhere, whether it's through a hotel or through an airport or somewhere.
Those airports, man.
Real quick about the lice. It was also judgment on the Egyptian god Set, the god of the desert. Unlike the other plagues, the magicians were unable to duplicate this one and declared to Pharaoh, "This is the finger of God." And that's found in Exodus 8:19, I believe.
I also think
Is that
that
right?
lice would be more appropriate for 3 when you look at 4. 4 is flies. Hordes of flies infested Egypt, though they spread the land of Geshem. Goshen. How do you say that? G-O.
What verse? Oh, Goshen.
Yeah, where the Israelites resided, aka lived. You wanna deep dive that one?
Flies.
Yeah, 4.
Flies, we've got, it was judgment on the Egyptian god Vachit.
Say that one more time.
Vachit. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Vachit.
One more time.
Vachit. Vachit.
Vachit.
And another thing I saw was their flies aren't native to the Egyptian area, like Egypt.
Really?
I wouldn't think because this is a desert. This is kind of Saharan Africa, right? It's more of a desert region. Like I know
It's
there are
Egypt.
pockets of green.
No, I mean, yeah, Egypt is technically part of Africa, but it's not in the Saharan area.
So not primarily a desert.
Well, I mean, yeah, but so I'm pretty sure
Dry season, rainy
Egypt is
season.
in. Okay, you know that boot section where in the Middle East.
Yeah.
You know that isn't Egypt in that section, or is Egypt?
Egypt's in the top right corner
No,
of
you're
Africa.
right. You're right.
We'll
You're
look
right.
it. We'll look it up.
It's like at the part that connects and goes up to that like boot
Yeah.
section.
We'll look it up. We can see what it was like.
But the Saharan part is further down.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The
pretty
Sahara
sure.
is like crazy big, but
It says right here in Exodus 8:21, "If you do not let my people go, I will send swarms of flies on you and your officials, on your people, and into your houses. The houses of the Egyptians will be full of flies. Even the ground will be covered with them."
That's terrible.
and send flies he did.
Yeah.
That's so gross.
Number 5, we have livestock disease. A plague killed the Egyptians' domesticated animals such as horses, donkeys, camels, and cattle.
So not only do we have flies picking at their crops, but now we have the animals being terrorized, dying. Like what?
Overcome with illness.
Yeah. Now, basically all their food.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I guess you could eat the frogs.
Yeah. I think they burned, I want to say they killed all the frogs, or somebody burned, like God burned all the frogs because they were sacred to the Egyptians. And I think it says somewhere they put them in piles. Let me see if I can find that.
It says the frogs died in the houses, in the courtyards, and in the fields. They were piled into heaps, and the land reeked of them.
Yeah. Which is wild.
Nasty.
Well, you didn't deep dive livestock though, did you?
I did. Livestock was the judgment on the goddess Hathor and the goddess Apis, who were both depicted as cattle. God protected his people from the plague while the cattle of the Egyptians died. God was steadily destroying the economy of Egypt one plague at a time, while showing the ability to protect and provide for those who obeyed. Pharaoh sent investigators later in this section to find out if the Israelites were suffering along with the Egyptians. I believe that's Exodus 9:7. The result was a hardening of Pharaoh's heart against the Israelites because he saw they were not suffering.
I do want to talk about that really, really quickly.
Yeah, go for it.
Something that I noticed when I first went through this a year or so ago was God. I think it mentions that God hardens Pharaoh's heart, but only after the first 4 or 5 times that Pharaoh hardens his heart. Pharaoh initially is the one who hardens his own heart.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that I heard it explained to me before is that think of our hearts as like clay. And when we harden our hearts and it's exposed to the sun, so like God, it dries, it becomes hard. Whereas if we soften our heart and it's exposed to the sun, it melts. So then we're yielding to Christ's influence. Whereas an individual like Pharaoh, who intentionally is unyielding and hardening his heart against the influence and the guidance of God, he's not going to consider it. He's not going to hear it. It's going to be just foolishness to them.
Well said. Well said. I love it. All right, Pierce. We are on to number 6.
Boils.
Boils. Painful, festering. Hey, let me say it. Boils. Painful, festering sores. Breaking out on the skin of the Egyptian and their animals. This one would be like, because it just burst. I mean, I couldn't imagine it.
What Egyptian gods do you think this was judgment on?
Isis, Sekhmet, and Sunu.
That is correct. Wow. 3 for 3. These next...
I do have it written down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's because when I went through it the first time, I had read... I think I don't know if I had thought that it was went down a rabbit trail, but I'd learned that they were connected to the gods, and so I wrote down which ones with each plague, which ones they were corresponded with.
All of that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's right there.
Look at that.
I love her Bible. That is so cool to see.
There's also commentary there, like I have on over here, next to verse 29. I think. Did Moses just threaten Pharaoh? I have that written down.
Straight up.
Yeah, he says, as soon as I leave you, I will pray to the Lord, and tomorrow the flies will leave Pharaoh and his officials and his people. Only let Pharaoh be sure that he does not act deceitfully again by not letting the people go to offer sacrifices to the Lord. I was like, did he just threaten Pharaoh? Oh my gosh, the audacity.
He did.
No, he didn't.
So, like Hazel said, the boils were a judgment over Isis, Sekhmet, and Sunu.
So this is the second time he's gone after Isis.
Oh, yeah.
He goes after Isis a few times. Isis is actually related to not... she's related to the boils. She's related to... she's also actually related to the Nile.
Yeah, the blood.
And then I think... Actually, I won't say that because I don't want to spoil it for Pierce.
Yeah, go for it, buddy.
Cool.
I just kind of have a note that says these next few plagues are more severe. He was trying to convince the Egyptians that there is none like me in all of the earth. I think that's Exodus 3:14. I want to say. But you can continue what you were saying.
Oh no, I was just gonna go look at which other plagues were related to Isis, but you were going over them, so I didn't want to take that from you.
Then number 7 is kind of cool. It's not. Hail, Hail, a devastating storm of hail destroyed crops, trees, and killed all those outside. You want to deep dive that one for me?
Not really.
Okay.
I have some. In verse 19, he says, "Give an order now to bring your livestock and everything you have in the field to a place of shelter, because the hail will fall on every person and animal that has not been brought in and still out in the field, and they will die." God gave a chance for people to be spared, for people to get out of the way, because if anyone has been, I haven't, but I've seen footage of hail where it like destroys cars. Yeah. So being hit, you would die. Like you get smacked in the head and die.
I don't even think there would be a head you get hit with stuff that big.
No, it'd probably be really bad. But God was giving the opportunity. He was still, even though these individuals had been torturing his children for years, for centuries, because the Israelites did not just reside in Egypt; they were slaves. So Pharaoh and the Egyptians were not being very nice to the Israelites, and at this point, God was tired of it. Or I think was always tired of it, but
I just got it thinking. I didn't want to interrupt, but am I dumb for thinking this? Like, it's a warm region, right?
yeah,
And hail's coming in. I mean, is that common? And
I don't think it would be, and maybe
Yeah.
that's what part of the reason why God did it is because it would have been out of the ordinary. So
Right.
he's still showing the supernatural power that he has. He's not only going against the gods, but he's also going against the norm.
But I would imagine it doesn't snow. I mean, this has got to be the first time these people have seen ice. Some of these people, anyway. I imagine the vast majority will be the. I mean, they're close to the equator.
Yeah.
Like some of them probably didn't even know what ice or snow or anything like that was.
Mm-mm.
I think from my understanding, it does get cold, but not like cold enough for ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's common for the Egypt region. Like when you study wildlife in that area, it's super hot during the day, but at night it tends to get really cold, and that's why all the reptiles tend to get underground at night.
I'm telling you, it's a desert. I'm gonna look it up.
It is a desert. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
Kind of same.
I saw this one interesting thing about the hail. It said interestingly enough, the crops that were destroyed by the hail consisted of flax and barley. All the wheat that was planted was still lived, and I don't think any of it died. And what was interesting about the flax and the barley, which was it didn't consist of their mainstay of their diet, but they were used specifically for their clothing and libations.
That's really interesting.
Good stuff, buddy. All right, we're on
Or
to
libations. I don't know how to say that. I don't know what that word is.
We're on
I've never heard of it before. Say it again.
Libations? Libations?
How's it
Love
spelled?
it.
How's it spelled?
Libations? Alcoholic drinks.
Oh,
Okay.
survey.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a ritual offering and an alcoholic drink. So it would have been used in more of their religious ritualistic practices.
All right.
Yeah, it's a ceremonial pouring of a liquid like wine or milk as a sacrifice to a deity or spirit or to honor the dead. It is one of the oldest rituals.
You said a wine or milk.
Yes.
That is.
The oldest religious rituals with the earliest evidence from ancient Egypt. Libations were part of all sacrifices but could also be performed independently.
You never had flax milk?
Oh, I can't say that I have.
Have you had flax milk, Pierce?
No,
Okay.
I don't know if that's a thing or not.
Yeah, I can't say that I have.
What does it say? What Egyptian god or goddess was affected by this one?
I have written down, it could be Nut, I think. My A's and U's sometimes look similar.
I have Newt.
Okay. Nut, Osiris, and Set.
Yeah,
Oh, Osiris. You ever seen the Mummy movies?
that's god of the sun.
Yeah, have you seen the Mummy movies?
I thought Ra
I did the
was
ride
god.
at Universal.
I thought Ra was the god of the sun.
I think you're right.
I think Osiris is god of like the sky or storms.
Yeah, because it's
You're
the
right,
bird.
you're right, you're right.
Osiris is the bird. What was that? What was that?
Was that you or my water bottle?
That was the water bottle.
Are you sure?
Nah, it was me.
Okay.
I went,
Okay, that's what I thought.
Was you? You had me for. I literally. Was
I was like, I thought it was my water bottle too, because sometimes when I drink water, like the air pressure, it makes a little squeak noise, and I was scared that the mic picked it up.
Interesting.
that's
It
awesome.
did get me for a minute.
Interesting. All right, we're on to number 8. Barring any more high pitched squeals.
This is probably my, if I was second least favorite one.
This one might actually be my first because I'm deathly terrified of I'm going to go ahead and spoil it. Locust. I am deathly terrified of a grasshopper. I don't know why, man.
Well, it's not just the bugs; it's the fact that they literally eat everything.
Yeah, like
So now all their food's gone. So whatever barley and flax may have survived,
Oh, this is actually what it
is
says right here.
gone.
A vast swarm of locusts consumed all the remaining vegetation left behind by the hail. they were. I'd be. They need an election. They need to vote this guy out.
They're like, at least our wheat survived.
Just kidding.
Nope, now it's gone.
Yeah, I thought.
I wonder what the time period was with all of this.
Yeah, was it day after day?
Yeah, what
or
was
something?
it? Okay, but was it a few days per each? Because I feel like we have the 3 days of darkness. How long did God
yeah.
wait for each of them? So how long were they without food?
Right.
You got to give them a little false hope. Like, okay, the hell's gone. I get a little bit. Let me collect this. And then it's like, boom.
That's even more.
Grasshopper.
You got to give them a little false
He
hope.
come in there. These grasshoppers come in there like, just getting them. Just razor blades.
Oh, so anyway, the gods I have written down for this are also Set, Osiris, and Nut.
Yeah,
Osiris
I had
just be acting a
Seth.
fool.
Okay, I looked it up, and apparently, like, at first I had Seth, but then when I looked it up again, it was Set.
It's probably Set.
Okay,
Like, set the table.
yeah, it's spelled
Egyptian
S-E-N.
god of the storms and disorder is what I
Yes,
have.
sir.
Now, this one is the one we were talking about earlier. Number 9. This would be super creepy.
Oh, sorry.
You stole his thunder.
Say it again. We'll cut that out.
Yeah. No. It's a thick, palpable darkness covered Egypt for 3 days, stopping all activity because, well, you can't see anything. So,
Imagine.
I mean, is this the kind of darkness too, where it's like only like a God type darkness? Like when I say that, I mean like what if let's just say you were able to start a fire. Would the darkness be so thick down on the ground that if you're starting a fire over there, would I be able to see it?
I don't think so. It says that no one could see anyone else or move about for 3 days, yet all the Israelites had light in the places where they lived. So I don't think the Israelites, even if they lit a fire or they were able to see to light a fire, I don't think they would have been able to see it. It was that thick.
So it's like a dark fog, pretty much. Pierce, why would you do that?
I didn't.
Oh, okay, my bad. But it was like a fog more than it was just like an eclipse or something just blocking the sun.
Yeah, it might have, like, the darkness itself, if we wanted to try and reason with a miracle, it could have, like, behaved similarly to like a fog does.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about. Like let's say y'all two managed to get a fire going and y'all were having like marshmallow roasting and I was like 5 feet from you guys, but it was so thick I couldn't see it.
Yeah, and then you can't move, or you don't really know that we're over there with a fire, and then you can't move because you don't know how to get to where we're going. You don't see us.
Right. Next thing you know, broken leg.
Yep.
Yeah, I have here that the palpable darkness was so immense that it could be physically felt, covered all or most of Egypt.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what it felt like. Like, was it cold? Was it like humidity?
Like a
Trying to remember
fog
the time
machine or smoke machine, but instead of like fog, it's like this palpable dark.
So I was recently in a basement for work, and I was working on something, and then the lights just went. Not that they blew up, but they just kind of went out.
He totally got scared.
And so I'm sitting here, and I was like, I don't have a flashlight. My phone's in the truck. I can't use my phone flashlight. So I'm just kind of sitting here in the darkness, like, help.
He totally got scared.
Oh, I was like, hey, Kevin. No response. And
Kevin.
So I was like, I'm just going to sit on this. I had to feel around for a bucket. I sat down on the bucket. I was like, I'm just going to close my eyes and act like I'm asleep then, because it makes me feel a little bit better. Because when you're in the dark like that, it feels like something's watching you like all the time.
Yeah, I don't like the dark.
Yeah, it's a crazy concept, but you're not afraid of being alone in the dark. You're afraid of not being alone in the dark.
Oh, you're afraid of what's in the dark.
Yeah.
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 because
way
you
said
can't
that
see
was very
anything. It's
ominous.
like, you
It's
so what I have for the plague of darkness is that the god that our God was fighting or showing his power against was the god Ra, the god of the sun, which is also really interesting because the sun Pharaoh, like the sun god the sun god is the symbol for Pharaoh. So it's like when they're like, oh, the power of Ra, they esteem Pharaoh to the height of
This was their
Ra.
like Zeus.
Yes.
Like this was the apex god
Yeah.
of them.
So for God to strike down, to show his power against Ra was not only striking down their god of the sun, but also emphasizing the downfall of Pharaoh himself. And saying, hey, I defeated you too.
And that he did. That takes us to number 10. And this one,
Brutal.
it is brutal.
So sad.
It is. This one, if my phone would quit timing out on me, is death of the firstborn. The final plague took the lives of all firstborn humans and livestock in Egypt, prompting Pharaoh to release the Israelites. There is something that happens that could have prevented this. Would one of you guys like to explain that?
Prevented it?
What if you did?
Oh, that's right. Sorry. I was, what do you mean prevented it? So this
I mean, if Pharaoh was just like, yeah, you can go, that would have prevented it.
So honestly, he couldn't have if he wanted to, because this is one of the times that God hardened Pharaoh's heart.
Yeah.
So honestly, there might have been a point in time where Pharaoh was like, maybe I'll let him go, but God said no.
Yeah, he should have stopped after like blood. The second I saw the Nile, which at the time was the largest river ever known, because they didn't. The second I think that's turning blood red, it's like, all right, you win, chill out.
So chapter 11 begins. Chapter 11, it talks about the plague of the firstborn. God says, I will bring one more plague. After that, he will let you go. Tell the people. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. About midnight, I will go throughout Egypt. Every firstborn son in Egypt will die, from the firstborn son of Pharaoh, who sits on the throne, to the firstborn son of the female slave who is at her handmill, and all the firstborn cattle as well. So both human and animal are going to be affected. There will be a loud wailing throughout Egypt, worse than there has ever been or ever will be again. But among the Israelites, not a dog will bark at any person or animal. Then you will know that the Lord makes a distinction between Egypt and Israel. All these officials of yours will come to me, bowing down before me and saying, go, you and all the people who follow you. After that, I will leave. And then, so there's that. And then later in chapter 12, there's verses 5 through 11 where God is telling Moses and Aaron, basically, so there's one thing that God told Moses and Aaron to do, and to do with the Israelites, that would prevent their children from being affected by this plague, and that is taking the blood of a lamb, and I'll read the verses in a minute, but taking the blood of a lamb and then painting the door frames of their houses outside on the street of their house with the blood. And that when the Lord, or it says the destroyer, or some translations have the angel of death, comes through all of Egypt and sees the blood on the door, then they'll know that angel or the Lord himself or whoever exactly like the translation is meaning, because I've heard different ones, will see that and know that they're to be spared. And so it says that they pass over. And that's where we get the Passover. This is the origin of Passover.
Yeah.
But starting in chapter 12, verse 5, the animals you choose must be year-old males without defect, and you must take them from the sheep or goats. Take care of them until the 14th day of the month, when all the members of the community of Israel must slaughter them at twilight. Then they are to take some of the blood and put it on the sides and tops of the door frames of the houses where they eat the lambs. That same night, they are to eat the meat and roasted over the fire, along with bitter herbs and bread made without yeast. Do not eat the meat raw or boiled in water, but roasted over a fire, with the head, legs, and internal organs. Do not leave any of it till morning. If some of it is left till morning, you must burn it. This is how you are to eat it, with your cloak tucked into your belt, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hands. Eat it with hate. Eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. And I'm going to carry on to verse 12. On that same night, I will pass through Egypt and strike down every firstborn of both people and animals, and I will bring judgment on all the gods of Egypt. I am the Lord, and the blood will be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you. No destructive plague will touch you when I strike Egypt. This passage that God is detailing what they're supposed to do for the lambs. And if you read ahead to Leviticus, how they describe sacrificial offerings for like sin offerings, the way it's described is exactly the way that Jesus is later tortured and beaten and then crucified. Arguably worse, honestly, because I was talking about this last night. We watched The Passion of the Christ last night.
Oh, great.
And I think my sister, I don't know if my sister asked like why it had to be that bad, because it's a heavy movie, and Mel Gibson did a really good job with the writing. But Christ went through a lot. And I think in Leviticus and Deuteronomy, or I think it's just mainly Leviticus when it talks about the sacrifices, the method that they used to kill the animals is very quick. From my understanding, you're just killing the animal, and then they're splashing the blood on the altar for the sin offering. Yeah, I think that's basically what it is. I was trying to like be nice about it, but what Christ went through wasn't quick. Like what he endured with being beaten and the cat of nine tails and all of it, he bled out everywhere.
Yeah.
And so I think when my sister, I don't remember if my sister asked this or if it was just a thought that I had, but he not only bled that much, but endured that much, 10 times more than possibly a sacrificial lamb might have, because our sins were that much. He had to do it. So he had to go to that intensity because there were so many sins of the world. He had to take on it all. So we not only have this entire ordeal is kind of like a really cool, or not cool, but a foreshadowing of what Christ goes through. We have the three days of darkness, 3 days in the tomb. We have the plague of the firstborn. Christ, arguably, you could make the point and argue that Christ is God's firstborn, because the Son of God, he is like God's only son, right?
Was, is, and is to come.
Yes, sir. And then we have this illustration of the Passover and how the lamb has to be perfect. Christ was and is perfect. That's why he went through what he did, because he was the only one who could have.
The sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
To go off the Passion of Christ real quick, just because that's such a great movie. Mel Gibson does such a great job with it. If any of the listeners out there haven't watched it, I would give it a watch. It is powerful. It is heavy. And you will cry to see what that man went through for you.
I cried a lot. I did.
And, it wasn't even, it is for us, but he went through that with your name, thinking of you specifically. And I mean, that is we saw James tear up talking about it literally in the first service this past Sunday.
You want to explain to everybody what we did on Sunday?
Yeah. So it is just a little sidebar.
Yeah.
Right? Palm Sunday, Easter Sunday coming up. So this past Sunday, my wife Alana Pierce and I on Sunday, they were singing a song called "Nothing But the Blood." Let me go back a little bit. I'm trying to figure out the best way to tell it. But basically what our lead pastor, James Cole, was he got everyone to write their name down and something that they were struggling with, and they laid it in these baskets. And us three came, and we took all these, and we pinned them to this cross. And we brought this cross out there, and we just painted it red. And it was so beautiful. It was so cool. I was tearing up the first service we did it. I was tearing up. It was very heavy. You could feel the Holy Spirit just moving in the place, and it was so cool. But I mean, before that, when James was talking about, what they did to my Savior. I mean, it just, I mean, that will. And that movie, you hate to say they it's portrayed so well because it is gut-wrenching and it is heartbreaking to see what he went through.
I don't think like the accuracy. I think they did well, but we don't truly know all. Like I do think that there's a certain amount that they did not go into.
Yeah, I think it was probably worse. Like when Isaiah said, "By his stripes," I believe
that. But I think it was a lot. It's just I don't know. It's a lot, and
it is.
It's a really good reminder. Because it's really hard to watch. It's really hard to watch.
Oh yeah.
Because you're watching this man just get torn apart, and then you remember that it actually happened.
And just keep in mind the entire time he's getting torn apart, he's got 1,000 angels with drawn swords ready to just say, "Hey, just say the word," and everybody was gone. Everybody would have been gone, and he just did it out of love. That's what's crazy to me is like he did it out of love.
Yeah.
He went through constant torment and torture, and insults and jeering, and he just all for me, all for you. Right? He was thinking about Hazel. He was thinking about Pierce, why he did this, and that's cool. But that is a little side conversation, and
I wanted to dive into what kind of Pharaoh's mindset was kind of right before this last plague. It says here in Exodus 10, let's see here. It says right here in verse 24, this is right after the 3 days happened. Pharaoh summoned Moses and said, "Go, worship the Lord. Even your women and children may go with you." So he was telling Moses, "Take your people, go, but you must leave your flocks and herds behind," because at this point all their animals had died.
Yeah.
But Moses said, "You must allow us to have sacrifices and burnt offerings to present to the Lord our God. Our livestock too must go with us. Not a hoof is to be left behind." So throughout these plagues, Pharaoh is trying to make deals with Moses as the plagues are getting more severe, and Moses is not giving at all. He's not giving an inch.
He said all or nothing, buddy.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the faith. To be honest, that's the faith of Moses too. Because when you set the table for it, Pharaoh is probably the most powerful human being in the world at this time, and Moses is like, "Yeah, no deal, buddy. You hit the road, Jack. Get out." I mean, Moses is like, "My God is bigger. My God has me. I am fine. There's nothing you can do to me that my God won't protect me." So he is not listening to Pharaoh at all.
Right.
You know? So that's cool that Moses is like, "Forget you."
Well, Pharaoh, right after that, Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart again, and he was not willing to let them go. Pharaoh said to Moses, "Get out of my sight. Make sure you do not appear before me again. The day you see my face, you will die." And Moses replied, "Just as you say, I will never appear before you again."
Take that, Pharaoh. Take it and get gone.
So, in preparation for this, I watched Prince of Egypt.
I was just thinking about that. I really was, because when I first watched it, or I watched it like a year or so ago, and I was thinking to myself, like, is there actually any scriptural references that says that they lived together? Which there isn't. There isn't any scriptural references that say that this Pharaoh and Moses knew each other at all. There's plausible like evidence because the queen, I think, I don't know if that was her name.
So
he was found by an Egyptian official.
Could we not go down by Egyptian genealogy throughout like historical records to piece it together to see if they'd be in or around the palace at the same time?
I just think that it was
definitely around the same time. Now I don't know if it was the Pharaoh per se, but
Well, that's what I'm saying.
it was an
Pharaoh
official
in the midst of the OG Moses.
It's quite possible.
So it was Pharaoh's daughter that found Moses. So there is a possibility that
Pharaoh's his grandfather.
yes, or like this yes. So there's a possibility that they knew one another, but as far as like the Prince of Egypt timeline, that isn't accurate.
Where it was like his brother.
Yeah.
Hey, don't ruin this.
No,
for me.
that movie, I love that movie so much.
Yeah.
The music is so good.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like we have some movies we got to watch. I wanted to say this real quick after I did it because you guys did a little deep dive. So this is kind of what I took from plagues 1 through 7. It was more kind of like refining your emotions. The first 7 plagues correspond to refining emotional attributes such as managing anger, reducing anxiety, and overcoming arrogance. And the plagues that I will cite during those, as you can see it through the blood and through the frogs. Then refining your intellect is plagues 8 through 10. The final 3 plagues represent clearing away stubborn, negative thoughts such as overcoming doubt, darkness, and renewing your perspective on life's purpose, right? We need to recognize false idols. The plagues were aimed at Egyptian gods, symbolizing the need to identify gods in our own lives, such as power, money, vanity, and breaking their control on us. Embrace change through crisis. Rather than seeing chaos in your life solely as punishment, view it as a necessary, though painful disruption that pushes you towards freedom and away from destructive habits and ultimately closer to God. And then the most important that was not thinking about this when I said it, act with faith. Moses acted solely with faith. And similar to the Passover, the final plague, we apply the plagues by acting on faith. I mean, when you think about the 10th plague, I don't know what the culture was like back then. Maybe it was more acceptable. If I came over to your guys' house and it's like I see blood just everywhere and you guys are in there eating cooked goat, I'm going to be like, Hazel, I knew you were weird, but like, come on.
Okay,
man.
but they had burnt offerings and whatnot. And,
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying.
To think that like this is their God, they would have told everyone. So everyone would have known. It wouldn't have been that weird. It would have been weird if someone had been out hunting all day looking for food, and then they come back and they didn't know, and there's all of a sudden blood on the doors. It's like, oh,
that's what I'm saying. Well, what
I
if a
missed
dude
something.
what if a dude was clocking like a 9 to 5 cleaning the palace? You know, he's got the mop bucket and he just clocked out his 9
I was
to
like,
5.
dude, it was just dark. I couldn't even do my job. And
Yeah.
I come home, and there's blood on my door.
blood on my door.
And he's like, what? Was blood all over my door?
He goes to his wife and he's like, "Are you okay?
Yeah.
What happened?"
And she's in there like, we got goat.
Yeah.
But no. Similar to the Passover, the final plague, we apply the plagues by acting on faith, actively separating ourselves from negative, putting blood on the door to be passed over by the devastation of harmful environments.
You want to go into that? You want to break that down?
Harmful environments. Wait, what? How did you? Harmful.
Are you
There we
okay?
go.
It wasn't registered.
Do you want to break that down?
When you're talking to like the base of the mic, it doesn't really pick it up. But if you get up
Yeah,
here,
you have to talk like at the top right here.
Do I want to break down like getting out of like harmful?
Yeah, read it again. Read it again.
Yeah. All right, so similar to the Passover, the final plague, we apply the plagues by acting on faith, actively separating ourselves from negativity, putting blood on the door to be passed over by devastation of harmful environments.
So what would be considered harmful environments today?
To me, I think it could be the friend groups you're doing. I think it could be the things you're looking at on your phone. Putting those things down, actively laying them to God and trusting what He has to tell you. Because I can promise you, I just, had a tough conversation with the youth last week about things he's looking at. And it's like, he told me he'd been struggling with it for a while. And it's like, have you talked to God about it? Yeah. Well, what's He kind of telling you? And He's telling me I can do this, and I do this, and it's like it's hard, and it's like, well, nothing good's ever going to be easy, and if you're trying to live a life that is pleasing to God, it's not easy, and you're gonna fail. So I think it's learning to put your faith in action and listen to what He has to say, no matter how hard it is. All three of us have done that, and we know how hard it can be, but it's having the faithfulness to trust what He says and move forward with it. So, I mean, the harmful environments, I think, could be anywhere from the friend groups you're in or whoever, you know, even when I say friend groups, it can even be a best friend and you're just gossiping. You're actively talking about other people, and that's the only bond you guys share. Because there's a lot of friend groups that are solely dependent upon, and I hate to call people out, but it is solely dependent upon talking about other people in a negative manner. I feel like that's huge within our culture. And I, you know, it can be things from that, or it can be from, you know, I'm not
drunkenness.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You know, if it's something you struggle with, you should not be surrounding yourself in an environment where that's all you're going to do. If you're struggling with anger, right? You shouldn't just be, you've got to make a change. You have to, you know, you've got to call on the Lord and say, hey, how do I fix this? Dive into the word. See what he's telling you. Just listen. And if he tells you and you're not willing to listen, then, you know, I hate to tell you, you don't want to get out of that harmful spot. You're not ready. I mean, not to call anybody out, but if you're struggling, I feel like this is huge in today's culture. If you're struggling with porn and you're on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and you're looking at things that you know is just going to pull you towards that, well, guess what? You just gave in to the devil. You just gave in to temptation. You did not remove yourself from a harmful situation. If looking at these things struggle on you, get it off of your phone. Remove yourself. If you're going to scroll, limit yourself to 1 hour a day, and make sure you're scrolling in a public place. Do it with your, you know, family or friends present in the room, and don't be subscribing or following. I don't know. I don't have social media. I don't know what you guys do now. Don't subscribe or follow people that are, you know, post things that are going to cause you to fall into lust or things like that. Same way with people that you're in a friend group that it's like, you know, you're in church, but outside of church, you're surrounded by a friend group that constantly cusses, constantly take the Lord's name in vain, drinking's doing whatever, and it's like, well, I can live this part of the time, but outside of church, I can still do this. And then when I lay my head down at night, I can just, hey, I'm sorry, Lord, please forgive me. It's like, no. It's not going to work, right? You've got to actively get yourself out of these harmful situations and fall into that. Now, be a witness, do it lovingly, because you want to witness to these people, but you cannot have your cake and eat it too, right? You can't dabble in a Christian lifestyle. What does it say in the book of Revelations? A lukewarm Christian is a detestable sight, I believe. I think Jesus says, I spit you out. You lukewarm Christian.
God is an all or nothing God.
Yeah, you can't 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and that's what it is. And that's why we do this podcast, because we love Lord. We love talking about him, and we'll talk about our faith no matter who's after us. The government could be after us. And but we have a good government right now, per se. Whereas some other people don't. But that's what I mean. I know it was about a 5-minute rant, but that's what I mean.
No, you're good.
On that last one. I'm passionate about this, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about it. And I really don't like where I'm sitting.
Kind of bring us back into the realm of the death of the firstborn. Just an interesting fact that I saw was it was the first Passover. You kind of alluded to that earlier. And it goes back to like Jesus celebrating Passover at the Last Supper. And I think I read somewhere that it was one of the first full moons the earth experienced, and it's around the time of the Easter equinox. So while the first Passover is going on, it's right here with Easter, right when Jesus got crucified. I find that interesting how the last two stories we talked about, Abraham and Isaac, Jesus was crucified right there in the same mountain range. And now with this, it's happening within the same couple days right here.
Like the same time frame, just like centuries later.
Right. Yeah. It's like same time of the year kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean,
well,
God keeps track of things. I think he did this, and this is just so cool. But the way that he does this is just another way that he's proving to us that he's real. Because I'm sorry, but you can't fake stuff this much. So you can't go throughout history.
Don't hit me with coincidences. There's far
like
too many.
You can't leave all these Easter eggs and them not to amount to anything.
He's like a
Easter eggs because it's Easter time.
Coincidence,
like Marvel.
Guys.
Leaving Easter eggs like Marvel. Hey, by the way, we need to do a segment too where it's like, are Pierce and Snyder right or is Hazel right? And I feel like we're always wrong. So I had to Google, I had to Google this. In the Bible, Egypt itself was primarily here we are. Egypt itself was primarily the fertile Nile River Valley, not a desert, but it was surrounded by desert. While the Israelites were enslaved in the fertile Goshen region, their subsequent 40-year Exodus journey took place in the harsh, arid desert wilderness between Egypt and Canaan.
So where they were at was like an oasis.
Yeah, so they were down in Egypt a little bit, and it was fertile, there was green and all sorts of it, and then there was desert all around them, so desert in the north, and they had to go to the desert to get up to the Middle East region, Israel, Canaan.
So Egypt is like really big.
Oh, Egypt, yeah. Egypt's
so I feel like that if we're talking about like the capital of like where Pharaoh and them were, granted it could have been a really big city, but that area where the Nile was, definitely, like if they're along the Nile, it definitely could have been that area. But Egypt in and of itself, are you okay? What's the face for?
I'm just looking at the size of Egypt on the map.
Yeah,
granted, I could be wrong. I just think that the Nile, all of Egypt is not...
Yeah, well,
just the Nile is what I mean.
I was wrong earlier. I mean, well, this is how big it is right here. This will tell you. I was wrong earlier. I thought the Amazon was the biggest. It's not. The Nile is actually the biggest river in the world by length. It is 4,258 miles. So I mean, it's so big. It's obviously it's going to have a lot of, fertile lands around it. And so I think so. I don't know where is this the same Egyptians area where the pyramids are? Because I think the pyramids are just right outside it.
Sorry, there was a police car.
Did you know? Sorry to interrupt you, but Egypt. I looked up Egypt compared to U.S. state. Egypt is roughly 45% larger than Texas, which is the second largest state. So if Egypt was a U.S. state, Egypt would be the second largest by area, smaller only to Alaska.
Straight up. But when you think about it, it's kind of crazy because that's only a state, 1 out of 50 of ours.
And that's just right now. We don't really know what the territory of Egypt was like back then.
Yeah,
so it could have been bigger or smaller. So you're right. It could have just been the Egyptian territory could have just been the area around the Nile. It could have just been the vegetation.
This is how big it actually is. You're talking about the vegetation around it. The modern Nile River is located approximately 8 to 10 kilometers, 5 to 6 miles east of the Giza Pyramid. Back then, it was probably around double that. So they had all those miles and miles of fertile land that I'm sure went down and were around that far wide from the Nile. And then I guess that's where the desert started.
It's possible that the amount of vegetation and growth and greenery that was there went away, and that more desert accumulated, like more desert took over. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. This is I enjoy talking about this one. This one's fun. The 10 plagues is it's a little crazy. I hate to ask this, but I think this would be a cool question for you guys to hear you guys answer. If you guys you have to go through one. Like you have to. Which one would you pick and why?
Probably the river turning to blood.
I was about to say that too.
No. You guys can't pick the same one.
I call the river.
Dang it.
What are you picking?
My reasoning is I'm not a pescatarian, so I feel like I could eat outside of fish.
That and my water is, honestly, depending on where we get our water from, because I'm not specifically we have a well. So if my well was turned into blood, the water was turned into blood, that might be a problem because that's all my drinking water.
Dude, you go take a shower and it's just blood.
I would.
Let me ask you guys a question. Are the frogs in Do they have to be in my bed?
Yes.
They're in
Yes,
throughout
they're
the house.
in the house.
Yes.
They're in the house.
Yeah, they're in the,
The
house.
flies
but
were
it's- they're
too,
in
and the lice was.
There's no good answer here. They're all terrible, and that's the point. But they're all terrible.
Oh hell! I'm not gonna go outside. It said the people that stayed outside.
Your
Oh,
truck's gonna get demolished.
No, you know I love my truck.
When you really think about it, though, the darkness.
I was thinking about the
Like,
darkness.
just
Like,
take a 3-day siesta.
Whoa, what
in the dark. 3-day nap. 3-day nap.
What if I do this? Like death of the firstborn, and I just call my mom and tell my mom, "Hey, do this stuff," so I could live. So I don't have any. There's no changes.
I mean, you could.
Thinking outside of the box.
I feel like it would be your firstborn, though.
But I don't have a firstborn.
Your dog is your firstborn.
Oh,
Your dog is your
my-
child.
No.
All darkness. I'm just gonna sleep for 3 days.
You can't choose the one I chose.
You did darkness?
Yes.
Um,
I was gonna do blood, but you said no because Pierce chose blood.
all right.
That's right.
Honestly, the truck's insured. I've got to do hail. I can't look. I'm looking at this.
How big was this hail? You think it's busting through windows?
No. It said
and-
the people inside were fine. The people inside were fine.
It did say the people inside were fine.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Okay.
it doesn't
So
mean the
it may
windows
be
weren't
like
busted.
it may be like this or like this.
Like
I don't
softball sized hail.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would just, I don't know. I feel like I just put I go in my closet where there's no windows, put my little TV in there.
Just busting through the roof.
To be fair, there's a way to survive it, and I feel like roofs today
Let's get in the basement.
would be better. You have a basement?
No, I do not.
Oh.
We can go to Tyler's house and get in his basement.
And he's got a fireplace.
Dude, we'll just do a movie marathon.
Yeah. We actually are, are you going to watch Infinity War with us on Wednesday or what?
I didn't know that was happening. To be honest,
I didn't know that was happening either.
I thought we just talked about this before the podcast.
We hadn't decided on a movie
I have
yet,
to wake up
but-
early on Thursday, so probably not.
So do I.
Yeah, well, you're more used to that than I am.
Okay. I got a couple questions for us real quick.
Yeah.
Do you believe the plagues were fair punishment or a little too extreme?
Fair. Let them people go, bro. Yeah, fair. I'm going. I'm trying to equate this to modern day. I was gonna say something extreme, and I just feel like it's not appropriate.
Okay.
But no, I do. I think it was fair.
Okay.
I think we serve a just God.
Interesting.
I do think, considering this is it was God's plan, that it was justified because God doesn't just do things for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have the same emotions that we do, so he doesn't do things just out of flippant anger. His anger was righteous, which means that if it was righteous, they had blame. The little sympathetic part of my brain is like, no, not the Egyptians. What about the children? What about the people who didn't do
Right.
anything? But obviously there were chances given. In terms of things that could have been deadly, there were chances given. And Pharaoh was the one who initially hardened his heart first. He could have just let him go, and none of this would have happened. Would he have known? No.
Let that people
But
go.
it is, let me see. The last time that Pharaoh himself hardens his heart before the Lord hardens his heart is the plague of hail. So the plague of locusts and the plague of darkness, God hardened his heart. But the times before that, Pharaoh had a choice.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Pharaoh made his choice. Pharaoh saw what God was doing.
7 chances? My mom gave me 0 chances. I just got that wooden spoon, man. I mean, no.
I'm sure you got one.
Yeah, maybe.
She's like, I'm not going to tell you twice.
I wasn't getting 7. I know that. I mean,
Yeah, I guess my opinion, like what my preference would be, what my choice would be is no, because I'm like, what about the kids? What about the people who didn't really, like, were they Egyptian? Yes, but what if they just didn't have any necessarily physical part to play? But I also know that God is righteous, and he wouldn't have I feel like he wouldn't have affected everybody if everyone wasn't involved.
Also, if you're an Egyptian non-believer, back then, how do you look and see? Let's just break it down and say the 7 chants. How do you see this? And then you have a person that serves this God saying, "This is coming. Be ready," and you don't turn towards it.
I mean, it didn't say that no one turned towards him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't say that it's not, but even for the ones that didn't, it's like,
Yeah.
how are you just out here testing this? I mean, I don't know.
What would a modern day plague look like if God was trying to get the nation's attention today?
A solar flare for sure. Knock the whole electricity. Get it out of here. Get these
Like
phones.
the grid.
Yeah.
An atomic bomb.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hazel,
I don't know if you guys saw the look on her face, but she was just like,
Hazel's
an
like.
atomic bomb.
Sorry. An
Hazel's
atomic
We've already had 2 of those.
Hazel's like, plagues?
not funny.
I don't think so because we're not going to have
we'd all
anyone
be
alive.
dead.
Yeah.
No, that would be like where the world is ending at that point. God said y'all had enough chances.
No Chick-fil-A either. All the Chick-fil-A's just close their door. That would be the worst. Oh,
I feel like a realistic plague. We get solar flares all the time.
Yeah.
Solar flares happen. I
but
don't.
like a massive one.
Asteroids probably.
Asteroids?
Asteroids like coming, like actually penetrating the Earth's atmosphere and not burning up and like hitting the ground, or wild tornadoes, wildfires, rampant wildfires that are for no reason. Like not wildfires on the Pacific coast, but wildfires in the Midwest. It's just supernatural phenomena that doesn't make sense.
So the ones you just exclaimed, seemed a little severe to me. The plagues that God did to Egypt were kind of like minor and like not major. They're major.
I don't know. They seem pretty extreme to me.
I'm correcting myself. They were major inconveniences.
Okay. Okay.
So when you're talking about
I see
wild tornadoes ripping
your
through the
point.
country
I
and
see your
asteroids
point.
falling through and wildfires,
I see your point.
I'm thinking something more like the grid goes down.
Hazel literally said nuke 'em.
Yeah, she literally said an atomic bomb.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. It was the first thing that came to mind, honestly. My bad.
I'm thinking something like,
It's not funny. It's not funny. It's really not funny.
Okay, but what about this? Like let me give one out there, because when you do look at the 10th plague, it is dark and heavy. What if he did send Gabriel or Michael back down here, and it doesn't say that that's the angel that. But no, it doesn't say that
he turned all the water salt water. Let's do that. All the fresh water, salt water.
Everyone dies. Like everyone, like you could probably still drink the Nile water. You
Drink the blood?
It's just, I don't know.
Can you drink blood?
They was getting
Yeah.
water
They're not
somewhere.
vampires.
How
You
do
can
they
drink it.
They were
It won't
getting-
taste good, but you can drink it.
Yeah, they were getting.
There
water
might-
somewhere.
You can
There-
drink salt water,
No, you're
Boil it.
die.
right?
I wasn't expecting you.
Purify it?
I wasn't expecting you to say the words purify. I just thought it was just pure salt.
No, what?
Have you never tried to
I've
purify
drank salt
ocean water
water
before?
I can't say that I have. I know you can.
You
but-
can.
I have seen the guys.
Okay, but what if he sent an angel back down here?
Okay.
And we did another. And again, there's no truth to this. Who's ever listened, don't be like, all right, I got a goat. Come here, whatever. but what if a Passover happened again? I mean, could that be a modern day plague?
Could be. Yeah.
To me, realistically, if you wanted to, a little let my people go action, I would be knock out all the grids. Yeah, and the U.S.
in
government,
a way that wouldn't be able to be repaired.
Hazel, Pierce, and I do not want to knock out the grids. Don't put us on a list.
We don't want an atomic bomb.
I still can't get over that. Hazel,
Sorry, guys.
there was no pause or nothing. She said atomic.
First thought, modern day plague, atomic
Sorry,
bomb.
guys. I was thinking of worst case scenario. I'm sorry. If I have a child, my firstborn child just dies, that's terrible.
Yeah. And what
If I'm a firstborn child and I just drop dead,
think about the parents too.
You're dead. I guess you just.
But think about the parents too. That firstborn child. Like, what if that was your only child? Right?
Yeah, kid's dead.
I mean, yeah. And let's say you're past it. You're Abraham and Sarah. Like you couldn't, you're getting to that age. I don't know. I still can't get over it. Hazel was just like nuke them, put the nukes out.
If we're realistically gonna take like the 10 plagues, like from mild to super extreme, right? Because I would say that the death of a firstborn is pretty extreme. I honestly probably like drought, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good one.
Or like if we're sticking to kind of natural phenomenon that are acting supernatural,
No coffee beans.
that would be terrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
COVID-19.
We had a COVID-19. You talking about like a COVID?
No, I'm just saying.
Did you?
What did you do?
No, I had that there
What
for
do you mean,
advertisement.
no? I didn't do anything.
Everyone needs to wash their hands.
That's hand sanitizer, buddy.
You can wash it with that. It kills the bacteria. It's antibacterial.
Okay.
I had another question real quick. Where is it?
Can you guys take your headphones off just real quick?
No.
It is so different sounding when you do this. I have to. These headphones hurt me.
They hurt my ears, but I'm not taking them off.
If I have them after a while. Back in we go.
What was my question? So we talked about how each plague targeted something Egypt worshipped. What does that say about modern day idols in our lives?
Social media.
Like, what would our plagues be if, according to our idols? Like, what do you mean?
You're talking about
Sure.
what? Okay. Wait.
What do you mean,
Wait.
sure?
What? Yeah. No, you can't just say sure.
What was the original intention with your question? I'm just
Is it like what would our modern day idols look like?
Right. So
okay.
I guess if we were to craft pagan gods like the Egyptians did, where they did the sun and the Nile and the sky, what would ours be?
Celebrities,
social media,
Fame.
attention,
God,
which coincides with
that's what I
fame.
was trying to think.
Yeah.
Yeah, attention, popularity, wanting to be accepted.
Wanting to be known. I think a
Jet
lot.
skis.
Huh?
I'm joking.
What did you say?
I said jet skis.
What?
I was just thinking about
Yeah, I mean,
water.
We do constantly crave. I feel like we are.
Who doesn't want a jet ski?
I feel like Pierce is onto something. I feel like we are worse than it was back then. Material items,
Yes.
like materialistic items. I feel like we covet those quite often. Me,
what I'm saying.
I hate to say this. I'm sure that everyone can tell. I'll be liking my food, man. I'm already thinking about where I'm going after this to eat. Like food. Food used to be just a necessity. It's not like, oh, what?
Okay, but when was the last time you ate today? Besides the bar, besides the Nutri-Grain bar.
I had a granola bar for breakfast.
Okay, so you haven't really eaten that much today. It's valid to be hungry.
That's because I work with crazy people. Crazy people.
But you're hungry. It's okay. I understand what you're saying. There has been an increase in the attention of gluttony.
Yeah.
That has been a huge thing. And it's so normalized and then we forget that gluttony is not, it's an actual sin. It's an actual thing. And yet it's so normalized. And then if you say anything about it, you're a terrible person.
Yeah, because we can covet the mess out of it.
Realistically,
Okay.
at what plague? Don't give me the blood. At what plague do you think you would personally have given in?
I'm pretty stubborn, so can you guys hear me? I hate this place. I shouldn't say hate. I strongly dislike
That seat?
this seat.
Don't be hating on my seat.
Oh, three.
To be honest, I'm not a fan of frogs everywhere. So probably frogs. If everything just turned to blood and I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but maybe the gods are mad at me.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
if I'm sitting in the position of Pharaoh and it's like, okay, well, maybe the gods are just mad at me. I can recreate it too. This is no big deal. And then frogs come out of nowhere. It's like, this is nasty.
So I could do the blood. I could do the frogs. You give me. We're gonna say it's lice, right? That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lice. I'm probably be like,
Honestly, I take that back. Not frogs.
Just imagine doing this all day.
Yeah, but is it head lice or is it just lice?
Well, we don't really know.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Personally, like if I'm thinking that I'm
Tiny
Pharaoh,
biting insects.
yeah, I'm folding.
it's probably
Immediately.
personally I would say frogs. I would fold it frogs.
think
If I'm
frogs
thinking
for
that,
me.
yeah.
Just come over to my house. We'll put some barbecue sauce on them.
They're everywhere. They're covering the ground. They're in your bed.
Frogs,
They're all over Ollie. Like
Fried
fried frog legs. Is that what she was trying to say?
Hey, you know what? You know what Hazel would do to the frogs?
An atomic bomb.
Nuke them. We gotta nuke these frogs.
get him out of here, man.
The frogs are everywhere.
They did that, and then they reeked the land.
Yeah, that's terrible. At least the atomic bomb would incinerate them to the last atom.
Okay.
It's not funny. I'm
She
sorry.
loves this atom
I'm
word.
so sorry.
We need to have a talk. Hazel, can we have a talk after this?
Yeah, I need help.
Hazel, you'll just give us 5 minutes.
I'm
out of
really
it.
sorry, guys. I'm
It's
sorry.
fine.
All right,
minutes
what
of
was
your
yours?
We're getting rid of the atomic bomb and we're going to focus on the frogs. Yeah, I don't want frogs in my house.
Well, Pierce is incredible. So you're at 2. I'm at 3. Pierce is incredibly stubborn. Pierce is probably making it. Pierce is making it to 7.
Which one's 7?
Hell.
I just told you I'm getting at it too. But if I'm being, look, let me think here. I got lice. Biting insects.
How long do you think you
smack
could?
them off?
How long do you think you could hold out?
That's a
And, like-
better question.
And so, like, we talked
Yeah.
about the time. Like, how long am I having to deal with these biting insects all day? Like,
3 days
am I-
minimum.
Okay.
Can I sleep? Like,
No, 3 days minimum.
Then you got the flies. I think I don't have a problem really.
How
with
long could I
flies.
hold out?
Livestock? When the livestock goes, I'm losing my meat. So I'm not eating the fish anymore.
You're also
and then I'm
poss-
also not losing. I'm also losing the beef and the pork and the chicken and whatnot. So
You're also possibly losing income because of farmers and whatnot.
right,
So
economic collapse. Yep.
Yeah, so farmers are not only losing their food, but they're losing their sales.
So
6. I make it a 6. If I'm holding out, I make it a 6.
I'm not
3 days
the
minimum with this
first.
stuff.
The first second I see somebody getting boils, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly.
Real.
I make it a 6.
I'm not.
I-
dealing
no,
with
Like
that.
if Pierce is sitting here, and next thing I know, there's yellow ooze. And it
Dude, I'm
hits
running
me
for the
in
hills.
Face right here.
You didn't have to make that noise.
Dude.
Nuke it. Nuke it.
So I got a couple years ago. I was playing softball and I slid in the outfield and just got a big raspberry on my left leg. Raspberry is like just a. Is it a raspberry?
It's a raspberry.
So it's like the skin's just completely taken off and it's just like this red.
Ew.
It's so painful.
Sorry.
It's not even like gushing blood. It's just kind of like an open wound.
Oh, I've had those before.
And I'm like borderline crying. And I go to
Yep.
my grandmother's house and she goes, "All right, get the peroxide."
No!
So I go get the peroxide.
Dude, you had to be held down at that point.
I've got a pencil in my mouth. Like I'm biting on something. I'm grabbing the table and she's got my leg. And my grandfather's like holding my arm. And she goes, "All right, here we go." and dumps it on my leg. I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
This was your memo?
Yes,
Is that why your memo's favorite?
it is why I'm Mama's favorite.
Yeah.
Memo's favorite.
But long story short, I can't stand pain. So
Yeah, I'm folding it at 6.
Valid.
Like 3's enough for
even
me
a
to be
blister, like
all right, I'm in. But 6, if I'm holding out, I'm make it to 6. And then, I don't know.
I can't do a blister. Like how am I gonna do a boil?
I can't do a pimple either.
Valid.
Well, this was a. This
Saw
was
that?
yeah. This was we're next time. I'm there next time, and Hazel is there, or Hazel is here. You're no, because yeah, I'm there. I don't care what you guys say. I'm sitting. All right. Well, this episode was really fun. I enjoyed the conversation that we had. Verse of the day was on point.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 deep dives you guys did, the questions, the nuke 'em.
My bad, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
We're still having that talk.
I'll tone it down next time.
This was fun. Well, Pierce, would you like to do the honors?
Absolutely. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for the story of the 10 plagues, Lord. Thank you for showing us your power and your justice through this story, Lord. Help us to trust you even though when life gets hard. Help us to obey you fully and to remember that you protect and deliver those who follow you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
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 Go hit the button.
Roll Tide. Bro,
No!
can use Saturn's ring as a hula hoop.
Hold on, I got you. You ready?
We're going to have to do the clap thing because Snyder. Wait! No! Stop!
And she's back on the floor.
Bros built like a one-by-one
One
Lego
Lego
piece. What even is a one-by-one Lego
My
piece?
name is Skylar. Have you seen those
My
videos?
name
You're the
is
dreamer,
Betty.
but you look like young Mac
about-
Guffin from Brave.
Have you all seen Fern Gully?
You said Ugly Betty?
Fern Gully. My name is Batty. The Bat.
Batty the Bat.
Batty the Bat.
All right.
All right, you can clap now if you want to.
3, 2.
Wait, what are we doing? I'm joking. I'm joking. Take a joke.
Chad Michael Murray.